Oh boy. Grab drink. So the gacha sphere is about to expand in an incredible rate. Like it's going to expand in a way, and we're gonna have more games than we ever imagined before. And not only that, we're gonna have so many games that will be successful and will have a player base. And there's not gonna be a single game that like completely overshadows and kills other games unless it's a bad game that all people were just hyped for. Because there are new games right now that are like being developed or like new gacha games, and they're all of very high quality, and that's something to be excited for. Because if you don't know, there are like a lot of games, but let's talk about first of all, what are the types of gamers and what are the types of games and why will it expand and why will there be like just a lot of gacha games that will be successful together. So let's start with the types of games that will be releasing soon. Like there are so many games that like cater towards the casual side, and then there are games that are catering towards a more Dark Souls and hardcore side. And not only that, they're like doing unique mixes and matches and like just types of other like games to where every type of gamer will have a game to rely on or play. And not only that, they're so like a lot of them have this thing where you don't have to play them for so long that you can, play them one or two or three even at the same time. Now, obviously, that's going to be like really hard to manage playing multiple games, gacha games. So I think players will maximum be able to play 2 or 3 games. But yeah, let's talk about first the types of gamers. So we have casual gamers, we have hardcore gamers, and then we have like the mix, the people that are in between. For me, I'm like in between where I'd rather have a more casual game than a hard game that like is super hard, super like grindy. Like you have to like in order to defeat a boss, you have to be like for me, I defeated Elden Ring, but at the final 3 bosses, I just didn't feel like I was like, okay, I can defeat them, but I'm not going to defeat them because it's too much effort, and I've already like got everything in the game, and I've already seen the bosses, I've already experienced them, so I don't really need to defeat them, and it's like the difficulty becomes too high for the game to not be worth it, or at least for now. Now, when the Elden Ring DLC comes out, I'm gonna play it. Will I finish it like the base game? Who knows? And just for you to know, I put like 300 hours into that game. So, like, I know like I can play the game. I've already defeated all the content. I've downloaded mods and defeated. I just didn't beat the game at the end. So we have like the people that care about the casual side, and then we have people that care about the hardcore side, which is the end game, the mechanics. I do hope that they release, because the one type of gacha game that we haven't seen yet, which is a completely social gacha game, like ones that rely on the social aspect instead of a single player aspect, like a multiplayer. Not it doesn't have to be a multiplayer. It just has to be multiplayer focused, social focused. Like it has guilds, it has player housing that you can share with your friends. Like imagine they made like instead of like they focused on combat, they focused on the casual and the social side. We don't have that yet. Now, will I play that? Am I interested in something like that? For me, I don't really care about that so much, but I think it would be a change of pace from every other game. And not only that, I really appreciate from a lot of new games that have been releasing, which is they're not like ZZZ for me has been a change of pace, because so many gacha games right now are focusing on that open world exploration, combat, open puzzles, open chests, solve puzzles, do world quests, do side quests, do main quests, go through 100 lines of dialogue just to see a half a minute cutscene or like a minute cutscene. It's really good, but you have to go through so many tedious dialogue options and just lore dumps that it's not really like it's not intuitive, it's not user friendly, and I think they could have done like the newer, like the next generation of gacha games that are after like ZZZ and that are after that will be coming after like Project Mugen and all these like, because let me be honest, I think the last gacha game in this current generation of gacha games will be Project Mugen. It will be the most advanced in terms of animations. Maybe Zen Zone will be better, I don't know, but in terms of just like open world quality of like animations, combat, and all of that, I think we still don't know anything about that game, but I do think that it will be the last of the current generation, and then we'll enter a new generation of gacha games where it's even more highly immersive, it's more highly advanced, it's bigger budget, it's better animations, better graphics, better combat, and just better design. Like in the future, we will no longer have to go through an entire map and explore quests and like do like chests and puzzles. The future will, but the future will look much different from like now. But let's leave the future for another video. For now, I want to talk about the current generation of gacha games and how, like you see, there are like different types of gacha games. Like I said, they're the casual side. You have Zen Zone Zero that is more focused on like a roguelike elements where you go through like instance dungeons. I really like that because it's a change of pace. Like I said, it's a change of pace from the usual open world game, and that's why I'm not really excited too much about Wuthering Waves. I'm excited to play it. The combat looks insane, but that's it. Like, I'm only excited about the combat and the characters. And let's be honest, I'm not excited about the characters that much. Like, the only characters that I'm excited for right now is Kalcharo or Kakarot, the Electro dude that looks like Sephiroth, and Yunlin, which is like the girl with like the red hair. She's like the elf with red hair. I'm excited for those two. I don't know who I'm gonna run on my third slot because it's a 3-team member, or like a 3-member team, or 3-character team, and so I'll probably just put on anyone like a healer, a shielder, or a buffer, or a sub DPS. I don't know, anyone that I get that is like really strong or really cool. Maybe I'll probably run like an Electro character because both of them are Electro, so I will run another Electro character to do like a mono Electro team. That will be fun, and because it's skill focused, I can actually do that. Now, in terms of other games that will be releasing, like Arknights. Arknights is a dud, like Arknights Enfield. It will fail if they continue on the same path, but here's the thing. It's more base building and tower defense than actual combat. I think if they focus more on that and the more strategy side, they will see a similar success to Star Rail in terms of like, not like the same level of success, but the same type of success where it broke, like Star Rail broke a niche into a niche into a niche, which was gacha game, which is like the niche of a gacha game and the niche of a turn-based strategy. Those two are already niches, and it's an anime game, so it's also a niche, and it's also a gacha game, so it's also a niche, and it broke through that niches. If Arknight Enfield is able to break through that and improve their current game and make it as good, or like really high quality, really high, really like they're really generous, they have really good content. Like I said, the 3 big things that will make a game good, especially a live service game good, is quality, quantity, and consistency. If they can do these three things correct, we will see a lot of it. It will see a lot of success in the future. Other games like Azure Premilia is going to be the premier action open world casual game. I think it will be that, like, where you go around collecting, the pets, collecting the Pokemon, and then fighting bosses, having action combat, collecting the waifus. I think the only reason why I'm not too excited for it is because I'm not really excited for open world gacha games anymore, and I'm not really excited that they're not male characters. I like to play with cool guys like in Genshin and Star Rail, I have a lot of male characters in my team instead of female characters, because I just like using the male characters like Jing Yuan or someone like Nuvolette or Riot Theslia. Those are like my top characters. In like Star Rail, I have like Argenti as well. Like I like the male characters a lot. So yeah, and for that game, it doesn't have male characters, so it is going to be a kind of I'll play it, but we'll see what I do with it. In terms of like other games, you have like games like Duet Night Abyss. You have which is like the game that is like Warframe, but it's anime Warframe, gacha Warframe. It looks really cool. It does have issues with like a lot of the animations. The animations feel more similar to something like Snowbreak than something like some of the more premium gacha games, which is like Genshin Impact and Star Rail, where they have like really smooth animations. So yeah, other than that, I would like to talk about some of so we talked about the games, we talked about the types of players, but now I would like to talk about why I think these gacha games will be able to find success, a much large amount of success, simultaneously and together, and they will not actually hinder each other. You see, all of them cater towards specific audiences. You have Azure Promelia that caters towards more casual side, more collector side. You have Duet Night Abyss towards more Warframe and like shooter side. You have Project Mugen, which is like just better Genshin. I would assume it's going to be just Genshin but better, or like Genshin better but like story but I don't know about the story. The story looks okay, but it might have better storytelling, better characters. Who knows? We will see it. Right now, it does look like Genshin has better characters, but like I said, the future content, it will be rough for Genshin in the future as new gacha games come out, and we will see that. We will see that when Wuthering Waves comes out. We will see how. Like, I'm actually curious on seeing what will happen to Genshin after Wuthering Waves comes out. I do think Genshin Impact will still have that similar level of success, but the success will decrease because a lot of players that have been playing and spending, and like a lot of the content creators that have been covering Genshin will move on to Wuthering Waves, and they will cover Genshin Impact less and less. Like, you see a lot of content creators doing I cleared all bosses with one character, or with level 0 artifacts or level 0 weapons. They're gonna do the exact same thing, but with Wuthering Waves. And yeah, like the coverage for the game will be much lower. The coverage for the game will be like, I am excited to see the future of gacha games, obviously. And yeah, it's really exciting to see what's gonna happen in the future. Now, I do want to say this because as more gacha games release, the danger of spending will be increased as well. And like, even I am like, the only reason why I'm not spending on Wuthering Waves is because the characters haven't enticed me. And even whether Zenless Zone Zero, the characters haven't, like, you have the Shark Girl, I'm not really interested. You have the Police Girl, I'm not really interested. So I'm going to be skipping those and not spending money. Unlike Star Rail. Star Rail was able to make me spend money on the first patch, where Genshin Impact, I started spending money on Genshin Impact after in Inazuma. When Ayato released, Ayato made me like spend money, and from that I started like buying the Bookend and the Battle Pass, and I stopped spending on both games. I started spending on all games and just playing through different types of games other than gacha games, which has been really good. But I just want to say, like, at the end of the day, it's not the companies that are to blame for people spending. It's you, the viewer, the spender, that is to blame for spending a lot of money, and you have to hold yourself accountable for spending a lot of money. Now, obviously, if you have that money and you can spend it. But like, all I want to say is that spend with moderation. Don't force yourself to spend. If you see a character, you don't have to get their C6 character. You don't have to get a C6. You don't have to get C1, C2. You don't have to get the weapon. I got Arlecchino. She's been fine. This is probably the easiest Spiral Abyss rotation that I've done in the entire, like, since launch, because I have Arlecchino and I have her best team, and I have Neuvillette and I have his best team. Yeah, like, and I have her C0 and with like a Jade spear, and Neuvillette I have with him a Lost Prayer, like, and so yeah, like I said, make sure don't spend a lot of money on these games. It's going to be really like difficult to not spend and control yourself, but at the end of the day, you're not forced to spend, you don't need to spend, and you won't have to spend. These gacha games will become more friendly, free-to-play friendly as time goes, and you should take advantage of that and not spend as much money as you would. And try and limit your, like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, just take cautious, be careful, be safe, and show some self-control over your spending, in which I would do every gacha game in the future. I'm going to be free to play until I see a character that I really want. I'm going to spend maybe like 5, 10, maybe $20, and that's it really. Like, and also, before I finish, I said this in the last video, but only spend money if it's guaranteed. If it's not guaranteed, do not spend the money. So yeah, that's it for the video, and I'll see you in the next video where we talk about the future of gacha games and the next gacha game and the next generation of gacha games.